Hi, this video series explains how to use the Community Assessment Reporting Tool, otherwise known as CART. This is part 3 of 6, how to access the details section. Once you're within the Harris County jurisdiction, you can click on any of the hyperlinks within the overview panel to be able to gain access to the details section. For example, you can click on the Community Development Block Grant and you can find out more details about those 8 specific grantees that are helping serve the Harris County area. So, for example, you can click on Houston, which is one of 8 entitlement areas, and you can actually see that entitlement area highlight on the map. You can also see the amount of the grant award that Houston entitlement actually received for the FY16 and FY15 year. What you can understand here is that you can see what each of these specific entitlements are doing individually as well as in an aggregate on the overview panel. Each of the hyperlinks throughout this entire CART application will allow you to access the details. So you could click on the home program, for example, and see the 4 grantees for the home program. So you can see the Houston, Pasadena, Fort Bend, and Harris County participating jurisdictions for that program. Going down, you can also click on, for example, the Continuum of Care, which allows you to not only see the amount of the grant awards for the Continuum of Care, but also see the number of homeless folks served by that specific continuum and how many are both unsheltered and sheltered within that specific area. Going on to the Rental Assistance tab, we wanted to showcase how the details section works for areas that actually have specific properties. When going to the Rental Assistance tab, you can click on Public Housing Low Rent Properties and be able to access what property level details section looks like. So once you've clicked on this hyperlink, it will open up the property level for the public housing program. You'll not only see where those specific properties are located, but what PHA serves them, what is their specific number of units that they have, the occupancy rate, and any dollar figure going to that specific property. Now, one thing you'll note here is that there's a -4 value for some selected estimated expenditures. The reason for that is what my colleague mentioned earlier. Any type of property that has 10 or fewer tenants will have the estimated expenditure information masked. And the reason for that is in order to be able to protect their tenant privacy. Now, if you go down here and you find a location of a property that has higher than 10 units, you'll see that the estimated expenditure information populates. And all of that is located not only within this, the disclaimer language, but also within the footnotes that are scattered throughout this application. One thing you'll note within the entirety of the application is that within each of the overview panels, it is sprinkled throughout with footnotes. These footnotes not only speak to the source of the specific data, but also the update frequency of the data and any data nuances that you might need to know regarding that specific details. So as I just mentioned, the -4 value, that information is included within the disclaimer and footnote data throughout this specific tool. Each hyperlink allows you to pull up the details. That type of functionality is standard throughout the entirety of the CART application. It works on the CPD Grants tab, mortgage insurance, rental assistance, fair housing, housing counseling, signature programs, as well as our demographics. For the next video series, we will speak to how to utilize the demographics tab.